Okay, we have here with us the Relics of St. Valentine's here on CKTV for YouTube, and Marion and Brendan. And you played a good gig there tonight in Shanty.
Thank you. Thank you.
No bother. A lot of Dublin stuff and some Neil Young stuff there as well. And, you're going to be back in.
There you go, cute sir.
I'll just leave it there anyway. I'll have to edit this, but you're going. You're going to be back in Moville and Greencastle next week for the proper Dublin Fest. This is like a mixture of. This is like a mixture of Dublin and Beatles Fest this week, but Saturday. You're going to be back in the area next week. And how do you feel about the whole thing? You've been here for 5 years, is it? You've been coming here 5 years?
Yeah, we've been coming here for the past 5 years, since 2007. Yeah. We've been coming here.
Not every Dublin Fest. Yeah.
No, I mean, we started off, we just wanted to join in the different and see the things, and then we
get offered a gig.
We get offered gigs then after a while. So.
Good stuff. And do you like the area? You think it's?
Oh yeah, it's great.
Fabulous
area.
Place. Yeah, it's great.
Nice one. Yeah. And which one of the Dublin songs do you like performing the most?
I think it's One More Cup of Coffee. It has a dark side to it. I still haven't figured it out. I like that.
Right. What about yourself, Marion?
I've always had a bit of a soft spot for Mr. Tambourine Man.
All right, yeah.
One of the ones I've been singing.
That's a good, catchy one as well, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
And do you play many? Whereabouts would you play around Dublin usually?
We have. Where do we start? We don't play as much around Dublin as we used to. We play in Wicklow quite a lot.
Right.
There's a couple of little places around there. We also have a regular session which is already up on YouTube anyway.
Right.
It's a mixture of different kinds of music, some trad, some contemporary folk. We always throw some Dylan in there in the middle.
You cover a few genres then?
Oh yeah.
Nice one. Sounded like you were doing a bit of bluegrass there at the start of the night.
That was just, I suppose that song, that was Tonight the Bottle Let Me Down.
I think it's Blackjack Davy.
Oh, Blackjack Davy, perhaps.
Yeah, well, it's kind of an old English song. I suppose we give it a bit of an old-timey feel.
Wee bit of a bluegrass sound to it there, but maybe I'm wrong, I don't know.
A bit of an old-timey feel to roll out to.
Yeah. Never thought about that.
And
that's great.
Would you have done, do you do many festivals in the year, do you, or?
Not really, not these days, no. This is a big one for us, this one we always come to, yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
But we've, yeah.
It's always good because at this festival you can do a few things. You can actually do a gig, but you can also wander around from place to place.
Right.
From place to place to go and have a listen. And just the general buzz around the area as well.
Yeah.
Good. I mean, when I first came down, the first thing that struck me was that there were two guys. There was a few people standing outside the pub, but they're arguing over the influence of Bob Dylan on Tom Waits.
Right.
Instead of talking about house prices or appliances, just so unusual to walk down the road. And two fellas sort of getting arguing sort of almost emotionally about the influence of Tom Waits,
right?
Bob Dylan and Tom Waits,
right? Very good. Tom Waits, another.
Another. That's what I'm saying.
Another good performer.
Into it since
So, tell us, where did you grow up? Where was your place of where you started all this?
Where it started in music.
Yeah.
I'd say I went to folk clubs when I was learning how to play. And what happened was I started going to learn to play. As I learned to play, I was going to somewhere to play.
Right.
Just talking to somebody else briefly about that.
Yeah. Recently,
and there was a famous folk club in Ballyfermot where I'm from originally.
Right.
And it was called Phoenix Folk Club. It was on every Tuesday night.
Yeah.
And it was just
all
great.
The folk clubs are on Tuesday night.
Yeah. It was just that was the only night that some people in Ballyfermot had money.
Right.
And it was just one of those things that you got to see real musicians close up.
Okay.
I was in my early 20s at the time, so I used to go along with the likes of that.
Sounds good.
That kind of led me to hearing performers perform stuff, and as a result, then I go looking for the records then.
Right.
And get sort of something that way.
Nice one. What about you, Marion? Where would you have?
I suppose I started playing in the Universal Folk Club. It would have been one of my first. I'm even older, you see. Somebody said the other day, you probably wouldn't remember the Universal. I said, I used to play in the Universal. Universal was a great little folk club on Parnell Square. Also on a Tuesday night. And I first heard...
Pretty central then as well.
Yeah, first heard people, real live people, actually finger picking a guitar, and it made me want to do that. And so I listened to Mississippi John Hurt and John Baez, who was a really tasty finger picker. People don't often realise that.
Right.
And picked up on her style of playing.
Right.
It's just been playing.
Were either of you involved in the Commitments at all?
No.
But you look like someone who appeared in the Commitments actually, but maybe I'm wrong.
I wasn't in Dublin at the time.
You look like one of the people who auditioned for your man Jimmy Rabbit in the Commitments.
That's very in the queue. No, I think we're two of the only very few people in Dublin who actually went in the Commitments. So.
All right. So major influences, local, like Irish influences, who would you put down as?
I tell you, I suppose my main influence would be, and I keep falling back on it, it never lets me down, would be Planksy.
Right.
Anything related to Planksy.
Sweeney's Men, Johnny Moynihan from Sweeney's Men, particular influence on myself.
Right.
Say. Lucky enough to go to the Andy Irvine birthday gig there a couple of weeks back, and it was amazing.
Right, very good. Sounds good, folks. So tell us where you're going to be appearing in the next week or so.
Next Thursday we're in the Trollman.
Right.
Yeah. Next Saturday we're in Rosados.
And God knows where it'll be in the meantime.
Sounds good.
There we go.
And then when we go back to Dublin, our regular session in the Brian Brew in Phibsborough is on Wednesday nights. Any Wednesday night, musicians welcome.
Do you hear that, YouTubers?
Yeah. And
Facebookers?
It's an open session.
You've asked us about, so your mind goes blank when somebody asks you about festivals coming up. We have an arts festival in Phibsborough, our local festival, which is great. So we put in a word for that. It's at the beginning of September. And it's an arts festival across the spectrum, all kinds of arts. You've got theatre, you've got visual arts, you've got music,
right?
Everything. And this is its
cool.
third year, and they won They won an award this year. So,
so if anybody wants to check that out, it's
Fizzfest. PHIZZ. FES.
Very good. I'm sure that'll be touched on.
PHIZZFEST.
Well, thank you very much. The Relic'S of St. Valentine. We've got the groupies here as well. The Relic'S of St. Valentine for CKTV and YouTube. And happy gigging, folks.
Thank you.